The Midnight Crash on Kamehameha Highway. Let me tell you a story whispered by the shadows, a story that lingers in the silence after the storm. It happened on June 17th, under a sky indifferent to human fate, on the long stretch of Kamehameha Highway in Oʻahu, a road that countless souls pass without a second thought, unaware of the fragile threads that bind life and death. Inside a car that night were 4 young women, their laughter and voices weaving a fragile bubble of warmth and hope. Among them was a 28-year-old woman, confident, perhaps even reckless behind the wheel. She was filled with the careless certainty of youth, unaware that the night was about to steal everything from her. The car sped forward, the wind howling outside, the lines on the road blurring beneath them. And then, in a heartbeat, that fragile bubble shattered. The vehicle crossed the center line, veering into the path of another car, driven by a solitary 17-year-old girl. The collision was sudden and brutal. The world seemed to freeze for a moment, the roar of metal against metal, the crunch of life unraveling. The first car flipped violently, turning upside down before crashing onto the other vehicle like a dark, twisted monument to fate's cruelty. In that terrifying instant, 2 lives were extinguished, the driver and a 19-year-old passenger, both claimed by the unforgiving road. The other 2 passengers lay trapped, wounded, and gasping for breath, caught between hope and despair. And then there was the young girl alone in the other car, shaken, trembling, but alive. Her survival was no accident. She was the only one who had fastened her seatbelt, the one simple act that stood between life and death. As the minutes passed, the weight of what had happened settled over the scene like a suffocating fog. Emergency sirens wailed, but their sound could not drown out the silence in the hearts of those who witnessed the aftermath. A local bystander, his voice heavy with sorrow, said, "It's very tragic. My heart goes out to the families and to all of us who carry this pain. This was no ordinary crash. It was a grim reminder that choices, even the smallest ones, can carve the path between survival and tragedy." The 4 passengers